April Berzay, Ultimate Fitness Coach. Last night I had the awesome opportunity to go on date night with my hot husband, and if you saw the video, you saw me ask a question. I asked him, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate my hotness tonight? And he said 8. So my old self, my previous mindset self, who before coaches, before this mindset shift, before tools and practices that I've put into place, my old self would have shown up like this. Are you kidding me? I am so hot. What's wrong with you? Don't you see that I'm a 10? And I would rationalize all these things in my mind, and I would think of all the 100 things. I would make this checklist in my mind, like I do the laundry and I do the dishes and I make you dinner and you don't have to do anything. I just do so many things to show up as your awesome wife, and you can't even give me a 10 right now. Like, I just showered and I tried my hardest to look so awesome for you, and I would go to war. I would go to war with my husband without him even knowing it. And defense is the first act of war, especially in the mindset. So if you find yourself going on the defense, you're already going to war with your spouse, partner, or someone you're in a relationship with. So that's the first feedback that I know. If I'm feeling that blood boil, if I'm feeling anger inside of me come up, that I'm going to defend myself, that I'm going to war. And I'm going to war with all the stories that are coming up. And I don't want to go to war with my husband. I want to create a nurturing environment where his masculine energy can thrive, and I am open to feedback that he has for me. So my new self, my coach self, the one who has been working on myself, went to another question. Well, okay, Chad, what does a 10 look like to you? Instead of me assuming, instead of me trying to guess, instead of me trying to rationalize why I am a 10 to myself, because why would I even ask that question if I wasn't even open to that feedback, was I asked him, well, what does it take to be a 10 for you, Chad? And he said, well, a 10 means you're naked. So when you're naked, I'll give you a 10. Which was awesome, because I never would have thought that in my own mind until I asked him that question. And the second thing was I also asked myself, well, am I showing up as an 8? Like, what does that even mean? And just asking myself some questions. And this is just a simple example of scenarios that come up in our relationships that we literally go to war with our spouses, and then we harvest these negative feelings. And then all I can speak is for on the woman on my side, then I start getting angry and I start just getting mad, and it carries over to like the whole weekend. And that's how my old self would deal with it. So if you are looking for tools in how you can nurture your relationship, how you can literally shift yourself, this is where I want to talk with you. Because here's the thing, the first thing that you want to do is you want to look at yourself, the way you're showing up, the way you're thinking about things. If you constantly think that if I can just get my spouse to go to counseling, then I can be justified by this third-party person so that they can just hear all of the things that I'm doing for them, and they can just be proven wrong in that moment, and I'm going to feel so glorified to know that I am doing all that I can in my relationship, and I am doing all these things. And the moment you actually internalize and are willing to get some honest feedback and ask yourself questions is the moment your relationship will shift. It's when you are willing to do the work, when you're willing to ask the questions, when you're willing to actually be humble enough to understand what the feedback is that they're really giving you. And if you're willing to pluck out what's dead. This morning I was looking at my herbs here, and I was trying to take care of them, and I was asking them, like, what do you need? What do you need? And the feedback I was getting was, can you just please get rid of all these dead roots, the dead herbs that are hanging on to my the stems and the leaves? Just cut off all the things that are dead. And I couldn't help but think, this is exactly the place in nature. Like, all of our environment is screaming the same things for our relationship. Pluck out what's dead. Stop focusing on the negative stories and the experiences from the past that are dead, and focus on what's alive in your relationship. Focus on what you can create and grow and experience new fruit with, and focus on what you want, because that's whatever you focus on grows, and what you nurture grows. So if you're nurturing and you're focused on the things things that are bad, that's what will grow. And that's the only way your spouse, your partner can show up in your relationship, is because that's your truth. But the moment you want to shift it and focus on something else, know what their love language is, understand how they even feel love, and how you can create the environment for the masculine to thrive, for the feminine to thrive, what that even means, those are tools and practices that nurture your relationship. So, couple options for you. I always have my 30-day start available at the beginning of the month if you're looking to shift some of your space with your body. And I always introduce concepts, and literally we're just creating a space for you to live commitments. This is a foundational key piece for anyone who wants to launch from different platforms, is for us to learn how to live commitments. Space number 2 is I have a life coaching group that I'm opening up at the 1st of April. This is a space where we're going to coach on business, relationships, the body, and spirituality. And it's a 90-day commitment. And this space is if you are ready to look at those things in the mind that are keeping you stuck. And instead of going outside of yourself and acting like and blaming it's someone else's fault and so did this, my business partner shows up this way, this will be a look at yourself. So reach out to me if you are willing to do that work. And space number 3 that I offer is the Ultimate Fitness Coaching Program, which is a combination of all the things I've described, but I customize a program for your specific body, and I give you nutrition coaching, and I give you a personal coach, and we get to literally invest in yourself, invest in the tools that you need to get unstuck. And this is the value that I love to create, because you can go and buy a book, you can buy Audible books, you can show up at the DVD place, and you can buy a bunch of workout things. You can do all of that. But I want to take you on a whole other platform of thought. I want to give you gifts and unearth things about yourself that you don't get from a video. You don't get from just committing to go to the gym. I'm going to offer you way more value and gifts for you personally, and it's going to affect every aspect of your life. And I know how to do this because these are things that I've done myself. My inner strength and power comes from the opportunity that I've had to do that in my own life. So reach out to me if you're interested and want to have a conversation about where you are and how we can literally collapse time and get you creating results that you want in your business, relationships, spirituality, and your body. I'm really good at all of those things. So have an awesome day. Can't wait to hear from you.